So what's up everyone, Fikris here, and in today's video I want to try to show you my Emacs configuration about presenting. I think, yeah, lately I've been rewriting my Emacs configuration from Emacs, and I literally rewrite that into a Emacs from scratch configuration, because lately I've been switching on and off from Emacs to Vim, because Vim is much faster and much, I don't know, I kind of feel like Vim feels faster than Emacs, but I think that's because I just don't know how to use Emacs lately. Yeah. So basically, I rewrote my Emacs configuration and I add some presentation setup as usual, because I think that's the coolest thing about Emacs that I can show off to people. So let me launch my Emacs. As you can see, this is a basic Emacs startup screen, I guess. So I want to show you about my presentation setup. It's here. I already prepared the org mode file that we can use to demonstrate how cool it is to present in Emacs. So as you can see here, this is a basic org file with, I think, 3 level headings on that. So yeah, the way I will present the org file inside Emacs is using package called org present. But org present, it's very minimal. You have to modify that like a lot to make it look more like a presentation, right? And also, the default functionality of the org present is just narrowing and navigate between heading, but I kind of add more functionality in that. So I think we can navigate through the heading a little bit better with my configuration, which you can check it out inside my GitHub for that, GitHub repo. So in order to start or convert the current org buffer into presentation, I already bind that function or interactive or callable. I don't know what Emacs call that, but yeah, basically I can call some function and it turns my org buffer into org present buffer with some of my modification, which I kind of stole it from the Systemcrafters, but yeah, whatever, man. So if I want to convert this buffer, I can just simply press Ctrl key and then P. It will convert my current buffer into the presentation buffer. As you can see, there is a cursor here. It's blinking. It's actually working. Yeah, it's actually working inside Emacs, and it displays that as a text, not an image that you cannot modify on the fly. But yeah, here in Emacs, since it is basically a text that we display in a certain way, you can modify that. You can navigate through that live. How cool is that? Okay, now we are in a presentation buffer. We can move around the slide since it is a slide, right? It is presentation. You have to move between slides. If you can't do that, what's the point of the presentation, right? So if you want to move to another slide, I kind of bind it in the Vim style key binding. So if you want to go to the next slide, you can just press Ctrl L here. It will move to the next slide. But if you want to go back from the to the previous slide, you can just press Ctrl H, HL, HGKL, just like Vim. Okay, let's go next. So this is the first slide. As you can see, there is a basic text and also some code block. This is actually just a simple org buffer that are transformed to be used as a presentation thing, right? So the benefit of using this setup or this presentation setup, you can edit the text on the fly. Let's say I want to add something here, and so on and so forth, blah blah blah. And also you can do something like this. Yeah, it's kind of cool. So basically you're not limited to the 16:9 landscape in your presentation. You can just go like how deep this can be, right? And also, since this is displayed in org buffer, you can actually do the literate programming here. As you can see, there is a source, source block here. I don't know what it calls, but actually it displays or it contains the source code of something, right? So in Emacs, if you open the org buffer, you can execute this block and get the result immediately. This is very useful if you use this to present some programming stuff, so you can compute anything on the fly and see the result immediately. And also, yeah, you can actually type some code here, like message blah 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 here, live. And as I said before, you can evaluate this code, basically it's here. So you can evaluate this source block by running this, I don't know, callable or function, I don't know Emacs, but yeah, you can evaluate this by running this command, org bubble execute source block. Oh, there is another, there is maybe option, but yeah, this is what I need. Execute source block, and it will execute that. Press Y and it will display the result here. Currently I display the Emacs list code, but you can actually use this on any programming language that you have in your system, like Ruby, JavaScript, Python, and so on. So that's the benefit of, oh fuck, I kind of fucked up there. Okay, yeah, it's fine. So that's the benefit of presenting things inside Emacs, because you can do what org mode can do and Emacs can do live. So your presentation is actually not bad if you, yeah, set it up in a Rust or something like that. It's more interactive actually. So let's go to the next slide. So as you can see here, my current heading has subheading inside that. So in default org present functionality, if you go to the next slide, it will only go through the top heading of the of your org buffer. But I kind of modify that, so if there is child inside current heading, it will move to that child instead. So it won't move to the next same level top heading or something like that. It will automatically move to the child if there is a child. But if there is no child, it will automatically move to the next heading, next same level heading. That's how it works actually. So if I press Ctrl L, it will go down to the subheading, the first subheading of the previous heading. So if I press Ctrl L again, it will move to the next heading, same level heading, because the current heading doesn't have children, right? So this heading, it has children. If I press Ctrl L, it will go down to the subheading. And yeah, basically you can do that infinitely. But yeah, I think it is not good if you have like 6 level heading or something like that, or even more. Yeah, I don't think it's really good thing, but yeah, it works, I guess. It will work. Okay, let's move that, blah 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 blah. Okay, so as you can see, this heading is actually a children from this heading, right? So if we go back again, blah blah blah, this blue heading is actually the top level heading. So when you reach some part in the subheading that it doesn't have same level heading on the next, but it actually only has the top level heading, it will automatically go to the top level heading instead. So if I have another heading called with the same level as this, I will automatically go to that heading instead. But in this case, I don't have that, so I go back to the top level heading after hitting this current heading. Bam. And also, if I go back, the org present that I modify, it will automatically find the latest children from the previous heading, right? So if I go back, it will actually see the previous top level heading, and it will go through the subheading until it hits the latest children in that heading. So basically it works just like how presentation should work in the real world, I guess, or most presentation application. Yeah. The code is actually very simple, but I won't explain it to you that much because I kinda lazy to do that. So you can check the code inside my repo. I think it's called Emacs config, I guess. Yeah, this. And you can go ahead to the modules and find a file called faint present. It actually contains all of the information. But for your information, this file actually didn't work in the vanilla Emacs. I kind of make some simple Emacs framework to help me install things. So maybe you can check that out again to make sure if it will work in your system. But basically you can just simply copy and paste that if you have all of the necessary package here. So you can figure it out by your own how to install this package, but currently I use that. I use my own functionality to install that. So yeah, if you know how to install package and also know how to import package in your Emacs, yeah, you can just simply copy and paste this code until the last one. Yeah, and also as you can see here, I use the evil mode for the entire key binding, because why not? Because theme is the way of life, I guess. Yeah, I think that's about it. See ya.